gracious me!
What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to the road to glory. First game you're going to see is against someone in division rivals. Not because I just need the content or anything, but this game was one of those games that 2 days ago I would have lost. I would have been absolutely ruined. But since sort of learning a little bit more about the game and taking it a little bit more seriously and actually trying to play it a little bit better, I've started passing it around a lot more, simpler passes. We talked about this yesterday where I basically studied text. I'm not saying I'm anywhere near as good as him. He'd absolutely destroy me. But that effort there from the Kata, I wouldn't have tried that 2 days ago, and I would have done. I'd looked at the replay and I would have done something completely different, would have lost the ball, I wouldn't have scored. So there's that, and the fact that I'm now defending slightly better. I'm still going to concede goals, of course I do, but I'm looking at other people who defend well. And I'm trying to learn on how to do it. And I think a high-pressure tactic, not necessarily putting in-game tactics to constant pressure, but like just trying to pull people out of position to attack or press the ball, moving other players into the gaps left by the player you've drawn out, etc. I'm trying that kind of thing. It takes a lot of concentration. I used to play FIFA with like a TV show running next to me or something, but I can't do that now. Like, I literally play in silence. I don't even have the game sound on. And I'm playing much, much better. I've only lost one game in like 2 days, I think, which is, or like, you know, close to 48 hours, which I'm very pleased with. This game in particular, I would love to know where this guy finishes in Weekend League. His team was sensational. Only one player off Ken with Lionel Messi, who, by the way, scored, I think, nearly all of his goals. Apart from Bale. The third goal he scored, by the way, was completely my fault. I pulled the offside trap a little bit too late. I should have pulled it a bit earlier and I would have been fine. But I pulled it a bit too late. He got the third. He worried me a bit, to be fair, but then we managed to score the fifth to seal things. But as you can see, we're dominating the game, 61% to 39%. We're knocking it about well, as indicated by the pass accuracy. Went back into Weekend League, and I don't fear anyone anymore. Used to like dread going into games, like, oh god, I've got to play another game. And I'm going in, and I'm like grueling it out, slugging it out for 90 minutes. I managed to get a win, for instance, and then I'd be like, I'll have to take like a 20-minute break before I go into another one. Now I can't wait to play the game. I'm actually really enjoying it because I want to be able to get better. And for some reason, it's taken until now for me to be able to say I'm A, enjoying the game, and B, I want to play. I want to try and get better. I want to see if I can better my performance each and every single time. And that's the first time, not this FIFA, but it's probably the first time since FIFA, I would say 15, I've actually thought, you know, I want to go and play a game. I'm actually excited to play a game regardless of recording content. And it's the first time I've actually thought to myself I want to be better at the game as well. This was the first game of today's session, made the guy quit straight away, and I can more than understand why. If you look at the stats, 73% possession in 37 minutes, we're 2-0 up. You just get annoyed, wouldn't you? You'd be frustrated, like, oh, I can't be arsed with this, I'm going. And that's exactly what that guy thought, obviously, unless he was just pressed for time. But he had it away. This was the defeat, unfortunately. I played two people in between these two games, though, by the way. I got to the 22nd minute or something against the one guy, 0-0, and he just left. I had like 60-something% possession. It might have been a random disconnect, but it might have been the case of he just got fed up. And the second game, I got to the 60th minute. It was 0-0, but I was all over him, like I was knocking on the door, and he just quit. And frustrating. But we go into this game here, 1-0 up, and looking quite good, but unfortunately it doesn't end too well for us. Top comment is TVM, no one is going to do that Ramos SPC. Bateson, hold my beer. Well, Bateson is a content creator, right? So you can understand why content creators will do it, because they earn the money back through videos, right? So that, you know, that's fair enough. I'm not complaining about content. Well, I'm complaining about anyone do it. If you want to do it, you crack on. But yeah, I don't know. That Ramos SBC was ridiculous. Inzaghi says, why were you using the 89 Ibra when you have the 92? I was doing a video and I was bringing him on as a sub. You would have seen the video today. If you want to go check that out, feel free. It's not. I don't understand the point of the video, to be honest, but I was doing a video just to see whether... Oh no, actually, maybe I did win this game. Maybe it's the next game I lose. My bad. I win this game. we were 2-0 up, and we ended up getting clawed back, unfortunately. But then we went to penalties, and luckily I knew he was going down the middle there, and we saved it. So we won that game. This is the game we lose, and it's the lesser opponent on paper, which is something that, you know, that psychological thing. You go into a game and you think, right, well, I should be beating this guy because his team's not as good. It's got nothing to do with it. If Tex went into a weekend league with a bronze team, I'm pretty sure he'd come out still with an elite status. But I'm not making excuses for this one because I deserve to lose it. But this was so unresponsive. Skill moves just not listening to me. When I'm playing the ball, my player just stands there and waits for it when his defender is running to the ball, so I end up losing possession. That kind of a game, just a complete unresponsive game. He was arguably better than me anyway, and he definitely had better chances, and he took them, so he deserved to win. I'm not making excuses for the defeat, but it really didn't help. And in the end, I got really annoyed. I thought, I'm just going to try and shuffle through him, and I did, and it was just ridiculous. But either way, he beat me 4-2. As you can see, we were holding the ball well enough, but unfortunately, he had more chances and he took them and I didn't, and that's the end of it, really. Another good episode, says Flayed Embers. I have one question for you. Next year's Road to Glory, will you be doing anything different or not doing something after learning from this year's Road to Glory? I've learnt from other people's Road to Glories not to mess with a system that isn't broken, really. I think the only thing I've been guilty of this year, really, is being a little bit wasteful. I've said to you this year, in recent episodes, actually, that the reason I do certain SBCs, the reason I'm sort of, I go out and I do more upgrade packs than what I would normally do on a main account sort of thing, is because of content. I don't want to, create an episode that is just 5 minutes of gameplay, 5 minutes of me talking about the team and what I'd like to do in the future, job done, or 15 minutes of gameplay and me talking nonsense every single episode. I want to try and vary it up with some packs, new players to use and try, and I'm also trying my very, very best to play as much on this account as possible while creating other content. So if I could just rely on the Road to Glory, then I would put all my effort into Road to Glory. We'd probably have a better team than what we have now, because I'd be playing the game more. But because I need to make other videos, obviously I need to go and play on my main account. So it's a case of going into next year and thinking to myself, well, I don't want to just be wasteful with coins. I'm going to have to be a little bit more sensible with it, because I think I have been wasteful this year. At the moment now, I'm in a bit of a rut where I've literally got 10k. No liquid coins, more or less. I got about 40k liquid coins somewhere, and a bunch of high-rated untradables, which is fine if you're at the back end of the game, but we are before team of the season, and I am in this situation. So I think next year I need to be a little bit more sensible with my coins. But as far as doing a first owner Road to Glory or anything like that, I'm not gonna. I've learnt from other people. They've done it. Nepenthes being one of them, and he's knocked it on the head because he's hit a brick wall with it, or it's just not fun anymore. So I don't really want to be going down, boxing myself in down those roads. So next year, at the moment at least, I may change going further along down the road. Next year's Road to Glory will be exactly the same format as this one. I think I might just be a little bit more sensible and not rush into the first player of the month. I'm not going to do that and rush into this SBC and that SBC and so on and so forth. So before we get into the fresh content that I'm sure EA have dropped, I haven't looked yet though, I've managed to avoid it. We just got a little update on the FUT birthday Milinkovic-Savic. I'm 8 games away from being able to do this, but we have until Friday. So what I'm going to do is get Weekend League out the way. And like I said, don't quote me on this, but I may or may not go to Gold 3, depending on how long Team of the Week predictions takes to get out today. But we'll see where we are with that. So 8 games remaining. All I need to do is win them and score with Italian League players. So basically I need to score with either Ronaldo or Daniela De Rossi in a win in Rivals. I'll play it until I get it because it'll go straight into the team. So we'll do that, avoiding having to look at whatever we have. Let's jump into it. So live, FUT 18, of course. We've only got tomorrow to go before they stop the content for FUT birthday, I'm sure. 45k pack, right. So I'll go and do that now, and I will be right back. So I am going to use red players for this, and a lot of you may be like, no, don't do it, because what if you need... I don't care. 81 and 82 rated players. are irrelevant to me rating wise. They're not that expensive. I only have 3k left on the account though, so if I wanted to put Aaron Moy and, well, not Aaron Moy, but like players of those ratings to make sure that we get 80 rated, because it is bang on 80 rated. I can't take a single player out of there. I would need to spend more than I have. So it's either do it or don't do it. 45k pack, and I'm going to submit them to get rid of those 2 reds. I never use them, and if you need them further along down the line, then I'll hold my hands up and say, do you know what, you were right, I should have listened to you. But it is what it is. We've got a 45k pack, so we'll get a few coins back for that. As far as content is concerned, what have they given us? A flashback Nani, now playing in the MLS, of course. 2 requirements. 5-star, 5-star. Oh, God. I mean, people are going to complain about the stamina. I won't personally, because I'm okay with it. I can cope with that. The one thing I don't like is the attack positioning, 79. Having said that, though, if this is cheap enough, this is something I'm going to do, because I love Nani, and to have a 5-star skiller on that left side with 92 acceleration is going to be the dream. It's basically having another Ronaldo in the team, and of course we get a link to Ronaldo, and we'll have there'll be a way to get him in there, I'm sure. Now, how expensive is he? That's the question. If he's any more than... Oh, I'm not doing it. I'm not saying it's not worth doing. I basically want something for nothing. A 45k pack and a 35k. If it was 284 rated teams, I'd probably be all over it. Because it's an 85, it's just a lot, you know. An 85 rated team is a lot. So if I'm doing... hang on, what? Just preliminary. Just gonna chuck random things in there just to see how far we would be away from completing it, right? So I wouldn't. Thing is, I don't want to use any like stupid high rated cards, because obviously, like for instance, like Freddie Guarin, I'm never gonna use. So we could throw him in there, but I don't really want to be throwing in players like that, because eventually I will need them for Steven Gerrard. In fact, I've built a... See, I could easily stick Higuain in there, for instance, but I've built a team that I think I can submit for the... Is it like the 86 or something? Maybe even the top end is like the 88. I'll have a check in a second. I've built something that can fit that, or that can do that without spending any money whatsoever. But I don't want to do it just yet, because of just in case they drop anything like this Nani that I would want to submit for. But I don't know, if I submit for this, and it'll push me back on the whole Nani, on the whole Gerrard front. So this is what I mean by next year I have to plan a little bit better, because this year I am now torn between doing this, that and the other. And other people's road to glories, they can literally go in and do whatever they want. It's just cherry picking for them. So I kind of need to be a little bit more sensible, I suppose the word would be. As far as getting this done is concerned, I mean, if we ignore the chemistry for a second, if I were to get a Manchester United... I don't think I have a Manchester United player, but if I did have a Manchester United player to stick in there... No, I don't have any... I think I've got a silver. Nope, I don't have any Man United players, apparently. Oh, no, I'm on untradeable, aren't I? So there you go. Right, so do I have any now? No. I've got a silver. I know I have. There you go. So Gomez. That's an 83 rated team, so I'd be two overalls off on the rating. I would need to use a big card, I think. I would need to use a Fernandinho or a Higuain or something of that nature. Maybe even a Fabinho, a Kyle Walker perhaps. Let's just throw Higuain in there just for argument's sake. That's an 84 rated team. See, as much as I want to do it, I genuinely don't think I will. I'm going to put it to you guys, though. Do you think I should get that card? Because ultimately, the attack positioning isn't good enough. The finishing is a bit questionable. And the stamina is, again, questionable. However, he has high medium work rates, 5-star, 5-star, and would be so much fun to use. He links with Ronaldo. I could put Nakata behind him, for instance. And maybe try and find a way to make it work. I'm not sure if I would be able to get Daniel De Rossi in there with full chem, but I could try and find a way to do it. But I like that card a lot, despite the three shortcomings Strength isn't great either. The jumping is terrible. Back post related stuff. But I don't care. It's just fun. I like it. What else did we get? Did we get anything? Got an icon. Obviously, we would have got an icon, right? If this is Jari Litmanen, then you can completely forget about the question for Nani. It's Marco van Basten. Interesting. 9 requirements for a 94 rated striker. You need an icon. Hey, I tell you what, that is super. I'm going to use the word. I'm going to use it. That's cheap. That is super cheap. 100k pack. I mean, the packs are terrible, right? But that is super cheap for a 94 rated card. That is unbelievably cheap. His stamina is poor, his balance isn't great, but everything else about that card is unbelievable quality. 4-star weak foot, 6'2", medium. I could cope with it. I mean, I'm not going to do it, obviously, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind a bit of that. That would be all right. I mean, that's affordable as hell as well. Right, where is the loan? I just want to double check. I've gone past it. I just want to check to see what rating the loan is, just so we may do it on this account. Just so that I can get another video done for or during. Yeah, 82. I might do it. I might do the loan just to test him out and also to get the video done. Now let's go open that pack. Where is it? There it is. Right, 45k pack. If we could pack ourselves an icon. No. If we could pack ourselves a high rated walkout or just someone relatively expensive, even someone who's like 20k, I would take it. But it's a 45k pack, so I'd imagine not even a board. It's not a walkout, and it is a board, so that surprised me. Well, it's more than I thought it was going to be. It's Vidal, 85. Hey, I'll take that. That now could go towards the. It confused me because I thought Alexis Sanchez it can't be, Gary Medel it can't be. Who is it? And then of course Vidal is the player that I don't think I've ever packed him. Bunch of players in there, which is nice, obviously from 45k, but we can put them into upgrades and such. That Vidal card, though, could come in handy if we do end up deciding to do Nani. The problem with Nani is not just that we would be using most of our players to get it, but would I have enough to be able to do it without spending any money? Because flashbacks are available for, 3 days? Where's the requirement of the time? Yeah, 3 days. They're always required. There was 3 days. So, I mean, I could definitely scrape together what I need to be able to complete this, right? But the problem I have with it is that will I have enough to do the other one without spending any money? So let's get that in there. We don't need to improve the chem, but we've got that up to. It's still an 84 rated team, even with Higuain in there. We don't have a Manchester United player, of course, which we would need to improve on. I think I've just used I have, haven't I? I've just used my 83 Juan Mata, which is really annoying. But if I were to complete that, then I don't know if I'd have enough to be able to do this one. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Whether I should go into it or not, because I genuinely don't know whether it would be worth doing. Let's go see if we can even fit him into the team, because obviously we have Rivaldo right now, which is good. But the system that I'm now using, the possession and the shooting on sight and things, his 2-star weak foot can be problematic. So I wouldn't mind using a different player here. We could I could use Nedved. I was going to test that anyway, to be honest. But if we could get a 5-star skiller. So he doesn't get a link to Daniela De Rossi, so there's a lack of chem there. I genuinely don't think, unless I was to play Nedved instead of De Rossi, I don't think I could make it work for chem. I mean, switching formations maybe would work. I don't know. I'll have to have a little fiddle around with it, but I don't like if I did that. And then did that. We've got 2 dead links there with Thiago Silva and Naldo. Yeah, I don't know if I could get it to work. I mean, I know you'd be like, oh, we'll put like this is how you get it to work, TVM. This is what you need to do. you need to put this bad boy in here. Look, I made it work. Yeah, I don't want to do that because not only then are we sacrificing Rivaldo for an 87, so we're dropping 5 overall, which I'm a little bit like, would I do that permanently? I don't know. But then we're dropping one of my favourite players in the team and a very, very solid CDM just to be able to use him. I don't know if I don't think I'd want to be doing that. So ultimately, don't know, and I don't want to play them off chem either. I would want them on chem. So I mean, if you can find a way to do it, then awesome. Let me know. But I don't want to be switching. I mean, that's close. That's very close. But I don't want to be switching players. The only player that I want to take out there is Rivaldo. That's it. I don't want to take anyone else out. So if you can work it out where I don't have to remove any other player, then that's awesome. But if not, then don't worry about it. But yeah, if you want to let me know in the comments whether you think I should do Nani anyway, maybe even bring him on as a super sub, or maybe just play him off chem now and again just in Rivals, or play Alan instead of De Rossi in Rivals, then feel free to let me know in the comments. But for now, I'm sort of leaning towards the I'd love to, but no, it would be a waste. But change my mind. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then feel free to hit that like button. It really does help me out a lot, and I appreciate it when you guys do it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.